truck. Somebody else does run a Traveler. You're getting cabbage, but still, Travelers. What's going on, everybody? So it's about 1:30 in the afternoon. I have spent most of the morning driving around talking to some of my seed customers, prospects, and just visiting with people. I am currently at our farm in Berkey because I want to get our scaffolding that we keep down here, or well, is down here. This stuff right here. Because that project that I've got on our grain bin, some electrical stuff, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need all of it. So I'm going to get everything we've got and take it back to Walter and put it in the back of my truck. We'll make a couple more stops on the way home, and then I will be back there and we'll see what else is going on this afternoon. There's that air compressor I was looking for a couple weeks ago to blow the combine off. Don't have room for it in the back of my truck now. Okay, I've got 6 platforms and 3 sections scaffolding. We've got more up to Waldron. I don't know if we just have 1 section up there. I thought we had 4 total, but I didn't think there was 3 down here, so maybe we've got 5. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to use this for project sometime. We'll see when we get to it. Okay, I made it back, and I'm starting to set up my scaffolding here by this bin. I put the actual feet on it, not the wheels, because it isn't going to move anywhere and I need it to be as stable and solid as possible. I've also got these 2 adjustable leg things there to so that I can set those ones on the concrete and have these on the ground and get it nice and square and level. So that's good. I'm going to get a couple of the platform pieces to go across the top, and then that'll be able to work at this first one. I need to get to this box here, but we need to go all the way up the side of this bin, which my scaffolding's not going to be tall enough. It's not going to be even close to tall enough. So we'll see. We'll do what we can. I know it would be better just to get a man lift, but this place is pretty hard to get to as it is because of all of the stuff here. There's no good way in. Can't get a scissor lift in there, so it'd have to be a boom lift, and even then it's got to sit probably clear out there in the driveway and go over the top of this. It's pretty hard to get to. So I'm going to do what I can with the scaffolding, and then we'll see what we got to do. We don't have a man lift, and so we'd have to rent one if I need it, and this is kind of a small project to rent a man lift for, so I don't know. We will see about that, but I want to get my scaffolding nice and secure and level and good, because I'm going to have all the sections we have set up, and then I'll probably do something stupid like put a ladder on the top of it, you know, so I can reach higher. Sounds like something I would do. So but I don't know. I've got to get some more supplies before we can do too much with this project, but we can work at the lower one here, and I'll show you that in just a minute what we're going to do, but I got to get my platforms first. Okay, so what are we going to do out there on that bin? Well, I have an idea and a plan and the parts, most of the parts, to put a bin monitoring, level monitoring system in. So what I did was I bought some proximity sensors. I kind of may have showed you these way back last fall. I bought them last fall, but I bought some of these. These are a capacitive, I believe, proximity sensor. Basically, when there's something in front of this, it will send a signal that, hey, there's something in front of this. So we're going to take this, we're going to drill a hole in the bin wall, we're going to put that into it so it's in where the grain is, and when there's grain against it, it will turn it on. Okay, so then we're going to take it, and I've got a little mock set up here of how each one of these is going to be. So let me show you. So these are going to run off of a 12-volt system. They're 12-volt sensors, they're 12-volt lights that I'm going to put on it. And so I've got a 12-volt power supply that's already out there on the bin. It's in that box. But for right now, we're just going to use this battery. And then I've got it wired up. Here is my sensor. So this will be mounted through the bin wall. And then I will have one of these little LED lights in. Does that look familiar? It should, because these are the same little stud lights that I put in the center of that Traveler. Difference being, these ones are colored. This one happens to be red. And so, when you come over here and you put something in front of my proximity sensor, it lights it up. This one will go on the top, so it'll be the very top level, and when that red light goes on, you probably should shut the bin off and stop filling it. I've got some green ones and a yellow one, and yeah, it's very cool. It's very, very cool. And so that's what these are for. We're gonna get the first one installed now, and then I gotta get some conduit and stuff around to keep going up the bin. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. If this works like I expect it to, it's gonna be very cool. Ooh, it doesn't sense that box, interestingly enough. Oh yeah, it does. Huh. So they make different kinds of proximity sensors. There's capacitive and inductive, I believe. It's been a long time since I looked this up, but the inductive ones will only sense metal. Capacitive ones will sense anything. And look, I'm not even touching it. I'm not even really close to touching it. And it's sending that signal. So pretty cool. And there is an adjustment on the back of it, a sensitivity adjustment, and a little light on the sensor itself. And these are weather tight, so we don't need to worry about getting water in them or anything. Also the lights are too, but we're gonna mount those to the boxes. So my plan is to run conduit up the bin wall and then put a box wherever I want one of these sensors. We'll mount the sensor, run the cord into the box, and drill a hole in the cover for that light to go into. So pretty awesome. This should work really well. So let's do the first one. So we're gonna need a hole saw to drill a hole for that, and then a screwdriver and some wiring stuff to get it wired up. Here's my power supply. We've also got some wires that kind of just pass through here. They're coming from a 220 plug down there, going to the one down where my switch is down there. That's for a plug for our generator for the engine block heater that we put in last fall. There's a video on that if you really want to go back and find it. But anyway, we've got 11 rings on this bin, and we've got 5 sensors. There's no reason to have one in the bottom 2 sheets, so we're going to start here with a sensor. And then I think, if my math was right, skip 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it'll be every other sheet up the ramp, up there, and we're going to start somewhere in here. I don't know, should I put it in the bottom of the sheet or the middle of the sheet? I don't really want to put it in the top, because that top one I want it to be down far enough to give us some warning when it's about full. I'm going to keep them towards the bottom. Yeah, somewhere right in here, because when this bin is empty down to the cone, what remains in the bin when the auger runs dry, it's just above the door. So if I go up a few ribs, yeah, then it will be off when the bin is empty. So that's my plan. Well, that went pretty smoothly. Sometimes drilling a hole like that with a hole saw in this corrugated stuff where it's not on a smooth surface or a flat surface can be a little iffy. Get our edges cleaned up so they're not sharp. Still sharp, but whatever. Okay, and then we'll get our sensor ready here. So obviously I'm going to have to be on the inside of the bin to tighten this up exactly how I want it. But I've got that kind of stuck in there so it'll stay. There is actually a ladder on the inside of this bin that I should be able to reach that from. So the first one I can get from the floor, but as we move up, that was why I'm going to put it here, because there's a ladder right up there that we'll be able to reach our sensors and get the locking screw nut on the inside. So there we are. We're also going to have to get some silicone or something to seal up our hole, because that'll get water in it pretty bad. Okay, well, I need to get a wrench and snug that up, but it doesn't have to be super tight, just tight enough that it doesn't come loose. And like I said, some silicone, because I can see light. And if I can see light, water can get in. So, there's one. We got to get the wiring done, obviously, and get our light installed, but we're going to go right up that wall. This is a pretty small bin. It's only 21-foot diameter. And the reason we're putting them in there is because this is our wet bin. So when we shell corn in the fall, it's usually fairly wet coming out of the field. We'll put it in this bin temporarily, and then this bin will feed our dryer over here. So this bin that we're putting these sensors in is constantly getting filled up, emptied, filled up, emptied, filled up, emptied. Usually we'll let our dryer run overnight if we've got enough wet corn, and so that way when we get here in the morning we'll be able to say, okay, it's between these two levels, and then as we fill it through the day we'll know where we're at as we're combining, and if we got to shut down or whatever. Be able to tell easier without, because right now the only way to check is to go up this stairs, up the ramp, up those stairs, and look in the top. And while that's fine, it takes time and it's a pain in the butt to keep climbing up and down 10 times a day. So this will make this a lot simpler. And if this works good on this bin, I may put it on some other ones, like our overhead bin. Okay, well, I've got my sensor mounted, and I got a hole drilled in the bottom of the box for the cord to go into. I think I'll probably end up cutting this off because it's way too long. I also need to, well, I probably won't cut those off because I don't really need to, but this has got to sit in there. This is my 12-volt power, so I've got to get it wired up yet, but I can't make any permanent connections until I get wires going out the top, because they all kind of got to get connected together here. And so, yeah. I'm going to see if we have any stuff that I can make that connection going out. I want to use 1/2" EMT running up, and I think we might have a little bit, but I don't have enough. And I don't know if we have enough boxes to make those for all of them or not. So I'm probably gonna have to get some stuff, but we're gonna see if I can at least get the next one so that I can make this initial connections. I also drilled a hole in my box cover and mounted my green LED. And I'm just kind of playing around with the wiring, but like I said, we'll have to get the next stuff in so I can get the rest of the wires run before we make the connections. So I do need to get some silicone yet, and I want to try and orient this so that these are kind of on the bottom, like it's parallel oriented correctly. I don't know, probably not important, but it's hard to do when it's on the inside, and I got to tighten it from the inside because with the corrugations this nut won't turn. So on future ones, I'm going to mark it on the inside what straight up and down is so that I can see it and have something to line up by. But anyway, I gotta go see if I can find a box connector and some 1/2" EMT electrical conduit to see if I can go any farther. Well, look at that. Looks like we got 3, I don't know, full sticks. Full 10-footers? Yeah, they might be. Heck, we're gonna have almost enough to do what we need there. And I got this short one, which may or may not be enough for that first run. I'll probably take a full one. Well, this bin here is where I figured we would run into trouble with finding what we need. This is the only box that I found that came somewhat close. Pretty sure those are 3/4. I might be able to find some adapters to go from 3/4 to 1/2", or 3/4 threaded 1/2" EMT fitting, but I need weather tight connectors and stuff too. So I think I'm going to make up a list of exactly what I'm going to need. Probably just place an online order because, quite frankly, I don't want to go to a store right now. Yeah. All right. Well, I mostly struck out in my quest. I found conduit, but no boxes and no connectors. I need weather tight stuff. So that's part of the problem, is I can't just use any regular box. It'll get water in it. So I did make a list and ordered some stuff. It really isn't that much. I need 4 boxes, 4 covers, and 8 connectors. It ain't gonna take that much. And I'm using 1/2", which I don't usually use 1/2" for anything, but all I need in this conduit is 2 16-gauge wires. That's it. So everything else is just gonna be at the connections in the boxes. It isn't gonna take much here. So anyway, I'm gonna get the rest of the scaffolding out of the back of my truck because it's about time for me to go home. All right, I just kind of stuffed stuff back in that box and put it back together for the next couple of days until I get the rest of my supplies. Picked up my tools, we'll take them back in the shop. We'll let the rest of this stuff sit here until we're done with it. This project is on hold for a couple of days, but it's going to be pretty cool when I get this done. Dad got his new lawnmower engine today. Ordered it yesterday, came today. Pretty good deal. So he's got a little cleaning to do, and I think he ordered some new belts he was waiting on. He's gonna put those on, and had a couple of things he needed to move over to the new one, and then get her all put together. Yeah, should be good. Cheaper than a new lawnmower anyway. One more thing before I go home. Let's see if we got any sweet corn out here. I think we can find a couple of ears. This one here looks pretty good. We got some brown silks, but some of them aren't real fat yet. I'll try this one. I only need 2 or 3. I'll walk through here, see what I can find. They may be a little bit not quite ready, young, immature, whatever you want to call it. But that's edible. That's good sweet corn. We'll take it. All right, guys, 6 o'clock. I'm going home. I know today's video probably wasn't super exciting, but that little electrical bin project is going to be pretty cool once I get it done. So hopefully by the end of the week we can at least get a couple of those sensors in. I don't know what I'm going to do when I got to work up real high. Those ones may wait. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I'm heading home. Tomorrow will be a little bit more exciting than today. Probably going to do some mowing and some cleaning up around the farm. I don't know exactly. We'll see what Dad's got going on. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's going to be exciting. Dad's going to start a big fire tomorrow, so we'll probably go over and help with that. I forgot he told me he was going to do that. So, anyway, leave me any comments and questions you got down below, and we'll definitely see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.